freaking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freaking night of my life. And wherever
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting OCAA women's soccer game. Today we have the George Brown Huskies facing off against the Durham Lords. Currently, the Durham Lords are in possession of the ball. They're taking it nice and slow, figuring out a nice strategy to get past the Huskies' defense. Huskies seem to be fighting to get that ball, but Durham stays in control. We kick it upfield, and the ball falls out of play. Alright, here we go. The Huskies toss the ball back into play. Currently, Durham is now in possession of the ball. Big pass is made towards the center of the field. Currently in possession of the ball. Sending it forward little by little, trying to find a way to shuffle through that defense. Girls are steadily taking their time, trying to make the right plays, keep control of the ball. Currently, we're getting in very close to the goal. And we make the first goal of the game by number 6, Messias Rain. So it appears I made a mistake. The first score of the game was from Aaron McCallica, number 6. Currently our women are in position. They have control of the ball, steadily passing it back and forth, sticking together as a nice solid group. Looking for a way to pass the ball up. The ball is currently in the middle of the field. We're looking to make another goal on to the Huskies, but they managed to block it. Huskies are currently in control of the ball. Those Huskies are looking to play some solid defense, keep the ball away from us. The ball falls out of play. Durham Lords seem to have a lot of pressure on them right now, so they have to send the ball back to maintain control, and the ball is kicked out of play by the Huskies. Currently, our Durham Lords are on the aggress, looking for that goal, and the goalie knocks the ball out of play, keeping the ball safe from another score from our Durham Lords. Here comes a big kick. Currently a little scramble for possession. The whistle is blown. Currently the George Brown Huskies goalkeeper setting up a big kick. Looking for the best possible position to keep that ball in as George Brown advances forward, bringing the ball into midfield. Currently they're feeling some pressure as the Durham Lords are performing some good defense. The Durham Lords goalkeeper kicks the ball back into center field. George Brown receives it, and they continue their assault, looking for a way to weave through our defense. The ball is in the air and caught by our Durham Lords, but Huskies managed to get possession of the ball yet again. It's a bit of a scramble right now. Huskies are trying to keep that ball, but also look for a way to get through. Durham Lords managed to intercept the ball, pass it back into center field. Huskies managed to retrieve the ball, getting it back into their possession. Seems to be a little pressure on the Huskies as they're relentlessly pursued by Durham. Huskies pass up, but Durham manages to catch it. Ball is currently in center field, possessed by Durham. Durham sends it closer towards the goal. Goalkeeper manages to catch that ball. Huskies are waiting right now. Goalkeeper sends the ball over into center field. Currently the ball is now in possession of the Durham Lords. Right now the girls are playing for time, looking for a way to shuffle the players around and make that advance with the ball. And the ball is currently in center field, passing it forward a little deeper into the Huskies' territory. There we are. We're looking for that field goal right now. An accidental pass sends it towards the Huskies. Huskies and Lords are currently fighting for that ball, and the whistle is blown. Ball's currently in possession of Durham as they're trying to pass the ball up little by little. Big kick sends the ball back into center. Durham still in control of the ball. Right now just shuffling the ball around, trying to find out where they can poke at, how they can get through. Kind of moving the Huskies around, seeing if there's any flaw in their defense. The ball is advanced, but unfortunately falls towards the Huskies. Huskies are now in control of the ball at the center of the field. A big kick sends the ball towards the Durham goalpost, as the girls are currently fighting to get control of that ball. Huskies are looking to try to keep the ball within the Durham territory. So far, the offense is successful, but Durham Lord's defense manages to come through. Huskies managing to recover that ball, keeping pressure on our defense. Durham successfully defends and gets control of that ball once again and sends the ball back into center field. Huskies manage to headbutt the ball, bringing it further towards the goalpost once again. Ball is now in possession of Durham as we're trying to get the ball out of possession. There's a small slip, which results in the loss of the ball for us, back into possession of Huskies. Durham manages to find that ball and sends it back towards the Huskies. Their goalkeeper runs out and kicks the ball back into center field. Inevitably, the ball falls out of play, straight into the bleachers. The ball is currently in the center of the field, passed back towards Durham's side of the field in order to keep control. Currently, the Durham Lords are looking to keep the pressure on to the Huskies, driving that ball little by little. Kick is made, but it just barely passes the goalpost. The ball currently is finding its way deeper and deeper into the side of the Durham Lords. The Huskies right now are struggling to keep up with the defense of the Durham Lords, but are still managing to keep the ball right on Durham's side. Huskies are vigorously trying to find an angle to get that shot, but the Durham Lords managed to slide and kick that ball right out of play. Currently, the Durham Lords goalkeeper sends the ball up just a little bit, keeping the ball safe and away from the Huskies. Our ladies are inching the ball further and further up the field, safely trying to guide it in order to keep it away from the Huskies, trying to get that second goal of the game. Pass is made and a small scuffle, resulting in the ball turning over to the Huskies. The Huskies goalkeeper manages to catch the ball, preventing another goal from the Durham Lords. Right now she's patiently waiting, trying to see where the best position is for her players to get that ball. Ball is back in play with Huskies in possession of the ball. Kick the ball a little too far, just passing their teammates, which allow the Durham Lords to recover the ball. No, they decide to let it roll out in order to secure it, keep it on their side, regroup. Our goalkeeper makes a safe pass, keeping the ball within our possession. Currently, we're slowly advancing the ball, staying with good formation as a team. We send the ball up just a little bit. Now we're trying to find a way to break down that defense and make the second goal of the game. A big kick is made. A shot on the goal is made, but the goalie manages to catch the ball. Great defense on the Huskies. Seems as if the Huskies want to make a defensive play, sending the ball back towards the goalie. The goalie sends the ball over into the center of the field. Huskies are playing pretty tight right now, trying to keep good formation, but the Durham Lords managed to break through it, sending the ball towards the Huskies. Right now there's a bit of a scramble for control of the ball. Seems like Durham came out on top. Another shot is made towards the goal, but the Huskies goalie manages to catch it. Huskies still in possession of the ball, keeping it in control of the center field. Durham manages to catch a passing kick, sending that ball a little closer to home, but trying to keep control of it, trying to maintain good formation. Currently there's a small struggle in the center of the field. Durham manages to keep possession of that ball. We send it forward, over onto the Husky side, and the ball bounces out of play. Huskies goalkeeper currently buying time, waiting for her girls to get into position. A small kick is made, advancing it slightly. Huskies are currently driving the ball towards center field. Durham looking to defend the ball. The ball is sent out of play. Huge kick from our Durham Lords, putting the ball back into center field. We managed to keep control of the ball. We advance. Currently looking to make some good passes. Attempting a goal, but slightly kicking it over the net. Huskies now in control of the ball over at center field, but Durham is hot in pursuit. They're trying to regain control of that ball. We kick it out in order to keep it away from the Huskies. Currently down in center field, the Huskies are in control of the ball, ever so slowly driving it forward. The whistle is blown. Seems to be a foul call. Looks like a potential goal. No. And we just barely missed the ball as it rolls right out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies. Currently the ball is in possession of the Huskies at center field. A big kick is made, pushing it a little bit further towards the Durham Lords, just outside of the goalpost. But our defense manages to recover that ball, keeping it in their possession. Right now the girls are currently analyzing the opposition, trying to find what would be the best play in order to advance that ball a little bit further. Slowly but surely passing the ball up, keeping it close to center field. Right now, the main focus seems to be keeping that ball in control, waiting for the right opportunity to advance it. The ball is passed, but unfortunately the Huskies are the ones that receive it. Now down over on the Husky side, the ball is currently in Husky possession. The ball is advancing towards center field. The pass is made, but Durham manages to recover the ball, keeping control of it, managing to keep it away from the attackers. Excellent defense and control from Durham as they advance the ball into the center of the field, sending it a little further down into the Husky territory. Right now pressure is high as there are more defenders and attackers. A big kick is made, but Huskies manage to defend it, sending it back towards into the center of the field. Tensions are high right now as the ball is advanced extremely quickly towards Durham's side. And the ball has rolled out of play, turning it back over to Durham's side. Big kick made by Durham Lords, trying to send it over into the center of the field. Huskies managed to receive it with a headbutt, regaining control of the ball near the center. Seems to be a small trip, allowing Durham to recover, gaining the ball. Huge aggression from our Durham Lords. A field goal is attempted, but it just barely misses the field. Sorry, the goal. It seems to be an injury on the Huskies side. Let's all hope that she's all good and well, and no serious injuries have occurred. Huskies looking to keep control of that ball, but Durham Lords managed to take it back at center field, sending it back towards the Huskies side, but the ball bounces right out of play, giving it back to the Lords, presenting them another opportunity to make a play and potentially get the second goal of the game. The ball finds itself back into Huskies' possession. It's a bit of a scuffle for the ball, but it seems as if the Durham Lords have it. But the ball actually rolls out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies instead. Huskies are playing some expert level defense, keeping that ball away from Durham. Durham manages to catch the ball near center field, sending it closer to the goal. But the Huskies, the whistle is blown. It appears to be a foul. Durham now in possession of the ball near center of the field. Right now there seems to be a small struggle to maintain possession of that ball. But Durham decides send the ball back home, get control of it. Girls are currently regrouping, looking for a way to break through Huskies defense yet again and make a second goal of the game. Whistle is blown. Huskies goalkeeper currently in possession of that ball, making a short pass, keeping it nice and safe with her home team. It's a small scuffle for the ball, but the ball is pushed out of play by our Lords, and the Huskies send it right back in. Currently another scuffle, and the whistle is blown. It looks like the Huskies were the benefactor of that whistle. Big kick from the Huskies, sending it over onto the left side of the field. Huskies are advancing the ball at a rapid rate, but it seems as if Durham's defense manages to prevail, gaining control over that ball, keeping it away from the aggressors. Right now it's 3-on-2 as he kicked the ball and unfortunately passing it right back over to the Huskies, which will allow them to continue their assault. Durham gains control over the ball, keeping it nice and safe away from their attackers. We advance the ball back straight into the center of the field. As we're looking to maintain control, Huskies managed to actually snatch the ball, but our Durham Lords managed to catch the attempted pass, keeping it near the center. A big kick's made, putting it exactly on center. The Huskies seem to have stolen the ball, sending it a little bit further into Durham territory, but our girls decide to kick the ball out of play in order to regroup and keep a solid defense against the attackers. Currently Durham's defense in possession of the ball, looking for a smart way to pass it up. Big kick is made. Huskies manage to catch it back into the center. Durham manages to steal the ball, sending it a little further down into the Husky side. A solid effort from our offense, looking to capitalize on this situation, but unfortunately are unable to as the ball rolls right out of play, sending it back over onto the Husky side. Big kick from the Huskies goalkeeper, putting the ball back into center field. Currently it's anybody's ball. Durham manages to kick the ball, and there's a collision between two of the players of Huskies and Durham. Seems both girls are alright. Big kick from our girls. And unfortunately the whistle was blown. ball currently in possession of the Huskies at center field. The aggressive Huskies are looking to find a way through that defense presented by the Durham Lords in order to make their first goal of the game. Big kick is made towards our goal post. The ball is still rolling. One of the aggressors from the Huskies managed to regain control of that ball. Our Durham Lords currently kick the ball a little further away from the goalpost, trying to make distance, create some breathing room for that goalie. Lots of pressure in center field as the Huskies are struggling to keep the ball, but it seems as if our Durham Lords managed to take it. Huge aggression from our Lords. And the ball has rolled out of play. Here we are, defense currently with the ball, slowly driving it up, passing it over into offense. Big kicks made at center field, sending it over to our attackers. Attackers are looking for a way to weave through that defense. A potential goal, but no, the whistle is blown. Therefore, no goal for us. Currently, Huskies are playing some solid defense at keeping it away from the attackers. Huskies managing to send the ball a little closer to Durham territory, but our defense manages to get possession of that ball. There's a small tumble near center field. Big kick is made, sending the ball over right into the Huskies side. Unfortunately, one of our Durham Lords fall right over, and the ball falls right out of play. Here we are as our girls are currently looking to continue the assault. Unfortunately, the ball heads right back into the possession of the Huskies. Recovered by Durham. Small collision in the center of the field. Currently the benefactors of that collision being the Huskies, but the defense of our Durham Lords keep that ball in our possession. Currently we're playing a little bit of time sending the ball into center field. Right now trying to maintain some good formation as we continue our assault. The girls are doing great, pressing on the attack, looking for just the right angle in order to advance that ball. But the Huskies see right through it, managing to kick that ball right out of play, keeping the ball safe. The ball's back in play. Currently Durham in possession at center field. Well, the ball is sent back as the girls try to regroup and restructure their plan of assault. Looks like the Huskies are on to the offensive strategy of the Lords because they maintained a very tight defense as nobody aggressed for that ball. And as a result, the goalkeeper of the Huskies got the ball Huskies still in possession of the ball as they keep it in center field. Durham manages to kick the ball over into the Husky side. Huskies are now currently in control of the ball. Goalkeeper with a big kick from the Huskies, sending it over into center field. Another pass is made, advancing the Right now the Huskies are slowly advancing back over onto Durham's side. The Lord's goalkeeper steps out, manages to save that ball, looking for the right opportunity to send that ball a little bit further, try to help out her team. Ball is currently in center of the field, in possession of Durham Lords. Durham Lords are presenting great ball control as they manage to keep the ball away from the Huskies, slowly advancing it. Durham's defense currently fighting for control of that ball. Huskies managed to find the ball in the center of the field, looking to pass the ball a little bit forward, attempting to maintain control, but Durham's defense finds it and kicks the ball right out of play. The ball is currently in possession of the Huskies as they drive the ball forward over towards the Durham goal. Durham's defense playing some very aggressive defense. Huskies are pressured and they kick the ball right over the Durham goal post. Huskies currently in possession of the ball at center field, looking for a way to advance it. It seems as if the Durham's defense is in hot pursuit of that ball, trying to keep it away from the Huskies, but Huskies are successful in driving it a little bit further. Unfortunately, there's a small slip with the ball, and Durham sends it right out of play, giving it back over to Currently, Durham's defense is playing a very controlled and level-headed game of defense, making sure that those Huskies are unable to successfully get that ball into the goalpost, but the ball is kicked out of play. Ball is back into play, currently with Durham in possession of the ball at center field. They're currently taking their time, looking at where they can poke defense. They make some successful penetration into the homeland of the Huskies. Currently, our offense seems to be overwhelmed by the 3-on-1 that seems to be happening over in the corner. ball is back in the possession of the Huskies. Right now it's Durham's ball. This is a fantastic opportunity for the girls to make a good play, getting us another point lead over the Huskies. A big kick is made. Our girls are looking to capitalize on this, but unfortunately kick the ball, or rather headbutt the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Alright guys, that brings us to halftime. We're going to go on a commercial break and we will be back shortly for the second half of the women's soccer game.
We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way. We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the women's soccer game. We are going to be starting very, very shortly. And we're on way with the second part of the game. And currently, the Huskies are in control of the ball at center field. They're doing just a great job managing to keep control of that ball. But one of the defenders from Durham manages to find it, kicking it out of field. Ball is now currently in possession of the Durham Lords. And as we've seen throughout this whole game, they like to take their time with defense, slowly allowing their players to get into just the right position. As their defense just passes around the ball, buying some time, waiting to see how the opposing team likes to move around so that way they can make a solid attack on them. Right now we have the ball up to the center of the field. Right now just slowly moving it forward little by little, maintaining control, keeping it away from the Huskies. Huge attack from the Durham Lords, looking to make that second goal of the game. A kick is made, but it just is a little too weak. Ball's kicked out of play, I'm not sure by who. It appears to be in favor of the Huskies. Oh no, I am mistaken. It is actually for our Durham Lords. Big kick from our Durham Lords. Huskies managed to defend. Another big kick from Durham. But unfortunately that causes the ball to roll right out of play. Looks like there's going to be a big scramble right at the net of the Huskies. The Huskies seem to be successful in the defense so far, driving the ball away from the goal. Durham finding themselves back into the attacking position, looking to make that goal. The whistle is blown, unfortunately, stopping the assault from Durham. Huskies goalkeeper currently in possession of that ball. Defense showing some good dribbling as they manage to keep great control of that ball, slowly advancing it into the center field. Huge defense from Durham Lords, managing to push that ball back into center field, not allowing the aggressors to pursue the ball any further. Durham currently in possession of the ball. A huge amount of our players over on the Husky side. An attempt of a goal was made, but just barely passing the goalpost. Great defense from Durham Lords, managing to keep the pressure up high over onto the Huskies, but the Huskies goalkeeper finds that ball, saves it, preventing any points from being placed into the hands of Durham. Huskies sending the ball straight into center field. They're fighting to keep control of it, driving it ever so further into the heart of Durham. But our defense decides to kick the ball out of play, hopefully granting us time to gather our defense and prevent the Huskies from pushing any further with their attack. The ball is currently in control of Durham's defense. Right now the ladies are doing their usual, playing some excellent control, shuffling around the opposition's defense and offense. Looking for the right opportunity to send that ball into center field, which they do, but they send it back, realizing that they need a little more time to build up and be ready to charge right in. Unfortunately, the Huskies keep a solid defense, keeping that ball in center field. The ball is kicked towards our goalkeeper. Durham's goalkeeper now has the ball. She's looking. She finds just the right defensive person to send it to. Now here we go again. Maintaining control, sending the ball a little further up. Little by little, slowly driving it up. Now they're back into center field. Sending it over into the left side of the field, but sending it back just past the halfway line. The girls are doing an excellent job passing, shuffling around their opposition. The girls showing excellent restraint by not just sending the ball forward, but instead waiting for the right opportunity to send it forward. Unfortunately, our offense is unable to keep control of that ball because there are too many defenders. Now the ball, there has been a whistle blown. Huskies in control of the ball over at center field. And currently Durham manages to get that ball back, keeping it in their control. Girls are doing a great job passing the ball back and forth, trying to scramble and confuse the Huskies. They seem to be successful as the ball advances just past the center field. The ball is back into center field, but sent straight back towards our defense. Big kick, sending the ball just past center field. And right now our offense is charging, but unfortunately the ball is kicked a little too hard, sending it right out of play. The ball is right back into play, right back into possession of Durham. No, it seems as if the Huskies managed to get control of that ball. Their offense currently putting a lot of pressure on defense, but the ball is kicked a little too hard, pushing it right out of play, turning it back over. Big kick is made, sending that ball back into center field. Currently there's a bit of a scramble for the ball in center field, but Huskies find the advantage, pushing that ball further into the Lord's territory. Great defense by Durham. They managed to recover the ball, sending it back over to center field. Offense is charging right now, and Huskies managed to defend that ball, and the whistle is blown. Huskies in possession of that ball. Durham successfully defending it, putting it back into center field. Huskies kick the ball out of play, turning it over to Durham. Currently, the ladies are analyzing the field, trying to see if there's a way to make the correct offensive play, scoring the second goal of the game. Durham's defense currently in control of that ball, waiting for offense to get into those positions. Unfortunately, the Huskies steal the ball back, and now it's time to play some defense. Huskies offense looking pretty decent right now, pushing the ball forward, putting the pressure on to the Durham Lords. There's a small tumble. No whistle is blown, keeping the ball in play, under control of the Huskies still. A huge kick is made over to the goal. Durham's goalie catches that ball effortlessly, saving it, preventing any goal for the Huskies. Huge kick from the Durham Lords, sending it over down into Huskies territory, but unfortunately in the process, knocking it out of play, turning it back over to the opposing team. Ball's back into play, with Durham being the ones to gain the advantage of ball possession. The efforts of the Durham Lords present the ball back into the center of the field. Big kick is made over to our offense as we look to make a play, trying to get that second goal, but unfortunately it just hits the post at the goal. Unfortunately, there is no goal. It appears... oh no, I am wrong. Nobody is injured. Ball is back into play with Durham in possession of the ball at center field. Currently the girls are trying to group up, rally up, and send that ball back over onto the Huskies side. But Huskies defense proves to be effective this time, keeping the ball away from offense. But offense overtakes them. They're looking to drive that ball straight towards the goalpost once again. Huskies defense proves to be effective, keeping the ball away from their goalpost, driving it back over to the center of the field, but over to the left side. Unfortunately, there's a slide tackle kicking the ball out of play, which turns that ball right back over to the Huskies. Huskies now in possession of the ball, driving it from center field over onto Durham's side. They're looking to weave through defense. Defense manages to overtake them and take that ball right back, driving it back over onto center field. Pass is made, and it is received. We are still in possession of that ball. A big kick, but unfortunately goes over to the side of the goalpost, just missing it. Huskies back in possession of the ball. Durham manages to steal, sending it a little bit further down. Huskies defense overtakes Durham's offense, taking that ball back, but hitting the ball just out of play, turning it back over to Durham. Durham's offense looking to make a brilliant play over here, trying to overtake the defense, but unfortunately kicking the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huge potential from our Durham Lords right here. They may actually be able to get another goal right here as the ball is sent flying. Unfortunately, the ball is hit out of play. I believe that turns it back over to the Huskies. Huskies playing some good defense, keeping the ball away from Durham. Durham manages to actually catch that ball. Big kick is made, but the Huskies goalkeeper saves that ball, preventing any goals. Huskies in possession of the ball, currently holding it in the center of the field. Durham's defense catches that ball, sending it just over onto the Huskies' side, but the ball has found its way back into the center of the field with Huskies in possession of that ball. Seems as though Durham had kicked the ball out, turning the ball back over to the Huskies. This is presenting them an opportunity to make an offensive play, getting their first goal of the game, tying them with us. Durham's defense pushes that ball back into center field with a little bit of a scramble between Durham and George Brown. George Brown looking to make a offensive play. They really want to put a point on that scoreboard. But Durham's defense manages to keep them away. The whistle is blown. And it looks like it's in favor of George Brown as the ball is advancing closer and closer towards our goalpost. Tensions are high currently. Durham's defense needs to be strong right here to prevent any attempts at a goal from the Huskies. The ball is blocked, but Huskies managed to find control of that ball. Huskies looking to push that ball a little bit further, but currently their offense is being swarmed by Durham. The whistle is blown. Another foul ball seems to present the opportunity for George Brown to try and score, but with the track record of our defense so far, they're going to have to try very hard in order to break through this solid defense. And our goalkeeper manages to save that ball. Durham currently driving the ball up, just passing over center field, pushing it further over into the upper left side of the field. They're driving and driving, but unfortunately the ball rolls right out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huge opportunity for our Durham Lords. All they need to do is band together to create a successful assault on the Huskies in this current position. Currently there's a bit of a struggle for the ball. Huskies managed to kick the ball away from their goal. Durham now in possession of the ball, keeping it safe with their defense. They pass the ball up into center field. Passing it back over to defense just over center field. Sending it into the south side of the field. Big kick sends it just over the center field, sending it over north side. The girls are currently pressuring that defense very heavily, making them panic. There's a bit of a struggle for the ball, but it looks like the Huskies managed to get control over it, sending it away from their goalkeep, alleviating that pressure. George Brown still in possession of that ball, looking to keep it into center field, trying to drive it down. The whistle is blown. I'm not sure who the foul is called on. It seems to be called on to the Durham Lords, giving the advantage over to the Huskies. The Lords are going to have to display some impeccable defense yet again, as the ferocity of the Huskies increases through the game. The determination to get this goal. Big opportunity for the Durham Lords, as the ball is now sent over into the Huskies' territory. Huskies are successful in defending, sending the ball back over into the center of the field. Durham manages to gain control over at the center of the field. Huge kick from our Durham Lords goalkeeper, sending the ball over into the center field. And we managed to get control of that ball, maintaining it on our side. Huskies are trying to find a way in order to get control of that ball, but they don't seem to find any opportunities as the ball remains in possession of our Durham Lords over in the center of the field. The ball is slowly advancing just past center field, but no, the Huskies managed to steal the ball back. And the ball is unfortunately kicked out of play by the Lords, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies in control of the ball at center field. They managed to push it just a bit further. Defense of the Durham Lords proves most efficient, bringing that ball over to center field again. Huskies managing to find control. Huskies are currently keeping it within the center of the field. The ball is currently being driven over onto the Durham side. The attackers of the Huskies are proving very effective. But it seems the ball has been kicked out of play. Huskies are trying to keep possession of that ball over at the center of the field. The ball has been kicked over onto the Durham side as our Durham Lords goalkeeper rushes over to get that ball, keeping control of it. Our defense currently setting up, offense looking for a way to position in order to continue advancing this ball. Right now, it is all about patience. Where will this ball land? Will it be in the right position at the right time? Both teams currently trying to find a way to outplay one another. Goalkeeper is currently being forced to pick it up. She's looking to pass the ball over to somebody. Just looking for the right setup. Tensions are high as both teams are looking to take full advantage of the current situation. And it seems Huskies are the ones that get control of that ball. The ball has rolled out of play. There seems to be a substitution on the Husky side as number 5 steps out and 4 takes her place. Huskies showing excellent defense as they manage to fend off the attacker, keeping the ball, pushing it over into the center of the field. But will they be able to keep up the pressure? Or no, the whistle is blown over to the Durham side, presenting the advantage to the Huskies. The ball is currently being driven onto the Durham side. Huskies showing some very good offense. A kick is made, but it passes the back of the goalpost, turning it back over to the Durham Lords. Huskies showing some spirit as they kick the ball over onto Durham's side. Durham's defense, though, proving that they will not be so easily broken, keeping the ball in their possession. Our goalkeeper showing a lot of patience as she's waiting just for the right opportunity to send the ball, having the most advantageous spot. Huskies managing to catch that kick from our goalkeeper. Now their offense is currently advancing, but our defense manages to defend that ball, alleviating pressure from our goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it seems like our offensive player has been overrun by the defense, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies continue to advance with the ball. Oh no, but the ball was kicked out of play. A little bit of a scramble in center field, unfortunately resulting in the ball falling out of play in favor of the George Brown Huskies. Right now, Huskies looking to keep control of that ball, trying to push past the defense, but Durham Lord's defense proves strong yet again, pushing that ball into center field. Huskies finding that ball, but Durham saying, nope, this is my ball, keeping it over at center. Great dribbling presented by Durham Lords, keeping that ball from the Huskies, but unfortunately 2-on-1, Huskies take the ball back, sending it back into the center of the field. Durham Lords managing to find that ball, driving it even further over to the Huskies side. They're very deep in there. Unfortunately, the Huskies managed to get control over that ball once again, and the goalkeeper currently in possession of it. Currently, Durham's defense in control of the ball, and the goalkeeper, I believe, had kicked the ball out of play. Huge opportunity for the Huskies right here. This is very huge. This could present them their first goal of the game, which will tie everything up, which will be a lot of pressure on our Durham Lords, but our defense has proven extremely solid, and I believe they will continue to be solid. The kick has been made. Defense proving their skills once again, keeping that ball away from the goalkeeper. But the Huskies are relentless, trying to kick that ball over. But Durham's defense is too solid, managing to kick the ball into center field. Defense turns that into offense. A kick is made, but unfortunately, a little too strong, sends it right over the goalpost, sending it out of play. The ball is now in possession of the Huskies goalkeeper. She's currently displaying some good restraint, keeping the ball over to her defense. The ball is slowly advancing towards the center of the field. Huskies currently in possession of the ball, but Durham's defense on top of things, kicking the ball out of play, unfortunately. The ball is now in possession of the Lords. It's being sent back into play. Unfortunately, the ball was kicked out of play, sending it back into possession of the Huskies. Huskies managing to deliver that ball into the center of the field, but the Lords defense seems to be built up and ready for this assault. Lords steal the ball over at center field, now focusing entirely on offense. Unfortunately, that pass was not received, which caused the ball to roll out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Huskies currently trying to drive the ball into center field. They're looking for a way to get past this defense, which has been a very, very big problem for them this whole game. Currently, the Lords are in possession of the ball. Their defense expertly driving that ball, keeping it away from the Huskies' offense, kicking that ball into the center of the field, but it falls into the paws of the Huskies. Huskies still in possession of the ball as the defense is currently looking to break through, retake that ball, and Durham kicks the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Huskies. Durham's goalkeeper currently displaying some very good, calm, level-headed thinking as she's waiting for her team to reform and be ready. Huskies now in possession of the ball, driving it from center field over onto the Durham Lords side. Unfortunately, failing a passing kick, rolling the ball out of play, turning it back over to Durham's side. Ball is now back into play with Durham in possession of the ball. Whistle is blown, and it looks like one of the Huskies have been injured. Huskies player seems to be alright as she's staying in the game. Huge foul kick for the Huskies, which just barely misses, hitting the top of the goalpost. Durham's defense keeping the ball away from the goalpost as it's sent over into center field. Huge offense is being made from number 3's Sage Thomas. She's looking to kick that ball, taking full advantage of the fact that the goalkeeper was away, but unfortunately the ball is kicked out of play. Huge kick from the Huskies, sending the ball over into center field. But the Durham Lords kick the ball out of play, giving the chance for the Huskies to get that ball back in there, back on their side, into their possession. But no, the defense from Durham Lords kicks the ball out of play, giving it back over to the Huskies. Huskies send the ball back in order to keep control and reorganize their players. Steady progression is made towards the goalpost of the Durham Lords. Currently, the Huskies are very thirsty in order to get a goal, but don't manage to find that offensive pressure as defense keeps the ball away. And the defensive line from the Huskies kick the ball out of play, turning it back over to the Durham Lords. That would be the conclusion of the women's soccer game. We will be back shortly with the men's soccer game. The game has ended with 0 points for the Huskies and 1 for the Durham Lords.